It's been a while since I did my last Tekken Tag 2 overview for characters. But with this one, we'll go into Roger. Now, all I'm going to say before I even get into this, the people who asked for Roger in Tekken 7, I hope after this video I will show you why you should be very careful about wishing for this character in a game that has nerfed movement. So let's start, right? So Roger is a complete rushdown character. He's in your face, he has good plus frames, he has such good poke strings, and he's in your face constantly. And he has a grab game, which is similar to King's. But I'll just go through some of the key moods real quick. So Roger's biggest thing, or one of the biggest things, was his jab strings. He had really strong jab strings. It's similar to Brian's, as in that he has a 1-2-1, which is a side to label mid, and there's a counter launcher at the end. So as you can see already, his jab game is very strong still. And the mid, the whole string was natural and counter hit, and it was safe, and you could delay the last hit. And to top it off, you had stuff like 1-2-3, which was it's safe but duckable, but was a natural high wall splat from a 10 framer. So his jab game was really scary. And you didn't obviously want to duck the high because he had the mid, so you had to be careful. But there's more to his jab, so there's actually more. So he had 2-1, which complements his jab string as well, because 2-1 is slightly delayable, so you can do like 2-2 and then pressure with mids or whatever. And so 2-1 was also very strong. But you had more stuff out of this 1-2. So 1-2 into the stance. So you had like a stance that you could do from his 1-2. And the stance low is safe, and it's like +5 on hit or something. And he had a quick mid out of it, which was safe, and it was pretty plus on hit as well. And he had a plus on block mid option as well. So you're looking out for the mid from this, and then he just pressures you with stance pressure from the low, from the mid, from the other plus and block mids. It's like a very frustrating stance. And then when you try to take your turn, he can nail you with this or nail you with this on counter. So it's a pretty scary situation, pretty frustrating situation, and that's what the character does. He just annoys you. He had 1+. This was 1+2. This is a 13 frame. It was a high, but it might as well be homing. I don't think it was official homing, but it was very difficult to step. And it was plus on block, so it's +1. So obviously that goes into his jab game pretty well. And then if they try to jab back, you can high crush with his Den too, which I'll talk about later because this deserves a whole topic by itself. So his main whip punishers were like hop kick up close, the string. So you could tag buffer off the string. And just Alex was the same as Roger, like very minor differences. I have a whole video on it. Alex was just basically the same, but I'll use Roger for the sake of the video. He had forward 1+2, which was okay to approach with. It was unsafe on both hits, but it was okay to approach with. But now the other thing, now we talk about his jabs. We'll talk about his lows later. Let's talk about his Stemford 1-2. Now, if you remember King's Stemford 1-2, it works pretty similar. Why this move is cheap is because, right? So if you do it immediately with no timing, it's unsafe on block. But it was pretty beefy. It tracks the both ways like really well. It's really beefy. But if you delay it, it was safe on block, but it wasn't a natural combo anymore. But there is a timing in between that you can actually be natural combo and still be safe, which was insanely cheap because this move tracks to both sides. It could be safe, made safe with the right timing, and it was natural combo. So you can kind of see what Roger is all about here. He's like poke, 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 poke with his lows, with his jab strings, with this obnoxious mid string. So the characters, and the 1+2 to stop you from stepping as well and still be adventurous. So the character is just meant to frustrate the shit out of you. And another thing now, to top it all off, he had a Demper 2, which was a 15 frame counter launcher, you know, pretty standard. But with a character with this many plus frames, you know, they had to give it to Roger. So yeah, he had a 15 frame counter launcher amongst all this madness. It was difficult to step him, like I said, because of 1+2, but not only that, also because of Demper 3. Because Demper 3 is like relatively fast for homing, and it's mid, and it had a follow-up as well, a natural follow-up with a high. It was stuckable but safe. So it was very difficult to step Roger. It's like once he gets in on you, it was really hard to get away from Roger. And of course he had a Demper 4, which is 12 frame mid. It just adds to his poking game. Really. And he had like a it wasn't generic low, like it was a bit slower than generic low, but he had this as well. So down for 4, you know, standard 12 frame mid. Okay, now we're on to his Den 2. Now, why his Den 2 is so ridiculous is because it has tracking to both sides. It high crushes. It's +3 on hit. It was +6 on counter hit, and it's man starting on block. Just think of it as a juiced up Dragunov Den 2. Basically, it was basically a juiced up Dragunov Den 2. So it was tracking both ways. It was really fantastic on hit, and especially on counter. And left him crouching, and Roger is standing. They're crouching, but Roger is standing. So it really was like a juiced up Dragunov Den 2. And I think on counter hit, it sparks on counter hit, so you can tell if you got on counter hit. So on normal hit, it doesn't spark. But on counter hit, it does spark. And on counter hit, it's +6 instead of +3. So that's a visual cue for it. So you had other lows as well, like them for 2+4, like it's a little low from range. It was launch push button block. It was minus on hit, but it had its purpose, you know. It was a good range low. Another one was FC down for 4, which was the same but just more damaging. I think it was still minus on hit, I'm not sure about that, but it was definitely launch on block anyway. So yeah, the character, you know, it's just down for 1-2, down for 1-2, jabs, down 2, you had a throw game as well. You had DDT, you had Giant Swing, and you had Tombstone. So he had a pretty good throw game. And you had Pile Driver as well. So he had a complete throw game, on top of having all these obnoxious pressure tools. So yeah, you get the idea. He just pokes the shit at you. So let's talk about other moves. So his back 2-4 was like a quick whip finisher. Like I mentioned hop kick, I mentioned this launcher. So this was also another whip finisher that you could use. And it's really good against the wall because obviously it wall splatted. So and in addition to his lows, this was seeable, but it was there. His back 4, it was seeable, but it was there. And another thing he had was up for 3-3, homing mid, homing high. No, the high was unsafe and duckable, but it was a very, very beefy homing move. No, here's another cheap. There's actually a few more cheap moves, but this one's pretty cheap as well. 4-4-2 on counter. So 4-4-2 was a counter launcher. It was -12, but had a lot of pushback and block, so you could space it out to be safe against a lot of characters. Obviously, some characters could struggle against punishing it. Some characters could punish it easily. It depends on the matchup, right? But his 4-4-2 could be made safe against most characters. And it was good because it was normal hit knocked in, but it's also counter hit launcher for a lot of damage. So I'm not a Roger player, so I don't know like optimized combos or anything. But as you can see, it was a lot. It was over 100 damage off of 4-4-2. And the nerd move was Roger had really good Oki, so while standing 3-3 was really strong because it was if you hold it. So this is the non-charge version. I think it was safe. But the charge version was plus and block. Now, why this move was really dumb on Oki was because it was a bend move. So if you try to get away from Roger and you back roll, you can actually catch them. It's a bit hard to do, but so you can actually catch them and bend them if they move on the ground. And the second hit, if you charge the second hit, it hits grounded. So I'm going to show that now. So the second hit hits grounded, and if they move on the ground in the wrong way, they're just going to either rebend, they're going to either bend move, and if they stand up into it, it's plus and block. So it was a very, very, very cheap OP tool. Very, very cheap OP tool. And in the back, it was natural combo. So if you caught them back turned, trying to get up, it was guaranteed in the back. So yeah, while standing 3-3 was really fucked up for Oki. And then, of course, now this is a move that was pretty overlooked by a lot of Roger players. His Denback 3. Now, his Denback 3 is like Lay's Denback 4 into the Tiger Bound if Tiger Screw in Tekken 7. So you can insta-screw off it. So it was a lot of damage for unseeable low. You know, you could go straight into Tiger Assault. And I don't know combos again, but you get the idea. Like, with different partners, you could get so much damage. So you got 71 damage, for example, with this team, at least. So yeah, Denmark 3 was unseeable. Now, remember I thought Roger's constantly in your face, he's constantly putting plus frames on you, and he has this dumbass low out of nowhere that could take almost half your life. So yeah, this character, remember when I said, be careful what you wish for in Tekken 7? This character will excel so much in a game that nerfs movement. His downward 1-2 would be so obnoxious. His down 2 is so obnoxious. He had really good mids, 4-4-2, down 4-4, 12 frame mid poke. He had the dumb jab game with stance pressure afterwards, optimally, or just continue the jab extensions. Okay, let me go over his punishment like really quick. So you had 1-2 for 10 frame, or you could do 2-1, like King's 2-1 for 10 frame. He shares a few moves with King's if you haven't noticed, like downward 1-2, 2-1, and then he has some Brian moves as well. Like Brian has this, except it's like 1-2-4, but for Roger it's 1-2-3. A similar like move, like duckable safe 10 framer. So for 12 frame he had 4-2-1. It's the same as 2-1. It's just more damage and plus frames, more plus as well. Another one was 1+2. Now you wouldn't use this for as a Punisher over 4-2-1, but it was there for some 13 frame pushback moves. 14 frame was back too far, so it's pretty beefy for 14 frame. This was pretty beefy. 15 frame was just hop kick. And 16 frame was 4-3-2. Well, 4-3. I can't speak English today. 4-3. And this was also one of his main whip punishers because it has okay range up close. But ideally, you want to whip punish with 4-4-2. You want to whip punish with hop kick. You want to whip punish with this move up close. Or from further edge, you can use this as a whip punisher if you're on point. 4-1+2. And for crouching punishment, he had Dick Jab, like every character, 10 frame, while standing 4. He had one of those while standing 4s that was like beefy. For 14, now he had nothing for 12, nothing for 13. For 14, he had while standing 2-2, which is +3 on hit, and he does that much damage. From crouch, he has hop kick from crouch. For 16 frame, he has a better launcher with FC 10-2. Again, like King's, except it's 16 frame. And then for 20 frame, he has delayed hop kick. He has delayed hop kick. So, I think my video gets across the point of what Roger was like as a character. Now for combos, again, I'm not a Roger player. I don't know optimals, but something like this. It was something like this. And another thing, they had like one of the best one-hit fillers in the game with Animal God Fists. So something like this, I don't know, you know. Oh, I remember what it was sidestep right before it. Yeah, and then while running 3 ender. So the copycat combos generally went something into while standing 3-3. So his combo formula was something like this. So yeah, that's kind of Roger in a nutshell. Very annoying, rush down, poke heavy character that has a really good throw game. Like down 2, different 1-2, jab strings, jab pressure, into stance, annoying lows, unseeable low knockdown, unseeable low launcher. Yeah, good keep out with 4-4-2, and just general chipping you down constantly, like almost like a better version of Dragunov. Obviously, his Dragunov is his own advantages, and Roger has Roger's weakness would be like his range. Obviously, his range is not that good because he's like it's a kangaroo, right? But up close, Roger just tore you down pretty much. This character's so overlooked in my opinion inside too, and I hope I demonstrate enough of the character. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.